go out there and they're going to hit you in your mouth. So you better have your chin strap buckled.
Do you have to mentally prepare when you're facing a really good run defense like this at all? Like, hey, we might be in some third and longers I'll have to throw us out of or anything like that?
Go out there and execute the game plan. That's it.
You mentioned that you have a good relationship with Lamar. I mean, how far back does that go? I mean, what is your relationship with him at this point?
It goes back some time. It's kind of like a big bro, little bro type of thing. But it's a mutual respect between both.
I realize you two are different quarterbacks, but was there anything that you liked about his game coming up that you had tried to apply to your own or improve of your own?
No, I mean, I just like watching football. I like watching good quarterback play. I'm a fan of his and how he plays the game, how he approaches the game. But we're two different quarterbacks, two different styles. But I just like going out there and I appreciate what he's done for the sport and what he's done for the African American quarterbacks.
Jayden, you're more of the quarter of the way through your rookie year now. You played on the road, played at home, played Monday night. What, if anything, has surprised you along the way?
Like, as far as just
the NFL, defenses, running your own offense, any of it?
I mean, it's any given Sunday. Gotta go out there and do it again, week in and week out. Go out there and try to execute and help your team the best way. Go out there and try to get a win.
And then kind of to Sam's question earlier, the Ravens have an awesome run defense, and then their pass defense is second to last in the league, yards allowed. Does that impact your game plan when you're sitting down with Cliff this week, what they do, or do you guys just focus on what you do?
You got to focus on what you do. Can't get too caught up because they might come out there and show you something completely different than what they shown on film. So you got to go out there and focus on yourself and try to get better as a unit.
What did you, when you would watch Lamar, what are the things that you enjoyed watching about his? Some of it might be obvious, but I'm curious from your perspective as a quarterback, what do you enjoy watching about when you watch Lamar?
Just how he plays the position, whether that's running, throwing, making plays. He's a fierce competitor, so I respect that about him.
And you said, like, the comparison to the thief of joy, so I don't want to compare, but do you get tired of some of those questions where people try to compare you to other guys?
Yeah, I think it's go out there and just appreciate each individual for who they are. So I don't like when people really try to compare me to Lamar, and vice versa. We're two different players, and just go out there, just appreciate what's the quarterback play is being played. So that's what I try to do is just appreciate everybody for who they are.
No comparisons, I promise. You've said before that each game is just the next game. This one, though, there's obviously a lot of hype. Both teams are playing really well. There is the two quarterbacks. Can you at least appreciate, even if for you, it is just next game, but that for the league as a whole, this is the game of the week, essentially?
That's for the league to figure out. That's for what the people to talk about for us, man. We're just going out there and we're just playing a football game. That just happened to be the next opponent up for us. So we're going to focus this week on trying to get better and execute the game plan on Sunday.
And in terms of what you just accomplished last week, when you watched the tape for yourself, what were some of the things you maybe liked or some things you were like, hey, I got to clean that up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, some throws that I missed, obviously the interception and things like that. Try to clean up the turnovers that we had, whether that's me or just the whole team as a unit. That's the number one thing in the NFL is ball security. Try to take care of the football. But other than that, man, they went out there, they played us man coverage. Obviously, the completion percentage is going to be lower because it's man-to-man coverage. But if you could hit some big plays, man, it's there to be. The plays are out there to be made, and we made enough plays, and our defense did a hell of a job getting us the ball back and letting us get into a rhythm.
Jay, you just mentioned kind of wanting to appreciate each quarterback for who they are, each person for who they are. In what ways have you been able to appreciate each week of what you've accomplished this year? Just, you've kind of built and built and built. In what ways have you appreciated those moments during the season?
Yeah, I don't let myself get too caught up into it, but obviously, this game is very hard, so you got to appreciate the wins. Especially in this league, man, they're hard to come by. So you gotta be able to appreciate the win. So I give myself, I've been like this: win, lose, or draw, 24-hour rule. Go out there 24 hours, appreciate, what happened, or, having to get into your thoughts if you lost or either win or lost, but go out there the next day, man. It's time to go to work. Move on to the next week. What happened last week doesn't matter, no matter what people are talking about it, because the next Sunday you got to go out there and prove yourself again.
I guess where does that come from for you, that mentality?
I would say my dad. He's the one that kind of told me that growing up. Was like, man, you got 24 hours. Go out there, man, and really just sit there and appreciate what you did. Win, lose, or draw. But after that, man, it's on to a new week.
Lines as far as new week, each week is new. What's DQ's message kind of been to you guys about that 1 week at a time? How's he kind of kept you guys focused, along with the veterans in your locker room too?
It's kind of just the thing that he preaches, man, is, next game mentality. It doesn't matter what people are trying to hype up, man. It's how can we go out there and execute ourselves. People could say, this might be the game of the week or things like that, but for us, man, it's just another game, and they just happen to be an opponent.
Time for a couple more. When do you remember as a quarterback, like, people starting to compare you, not necessarily to Lamar, but just to anyone? And when did you kind of realize, like, I don't, like, that's not something that I enjoy?
I don't know. I think, growing up, high school, you get comparisons for college, and then college you get kind of within the draft comparisons of who this is, kind of the skill set is like. But I'll say for me, it's kind of just, go out there and it's trying to be unique and trying to be not really different from everybody, and appreciate what they could do, because you always learn stuff from other quarterbacks within the league. I'm not closed-minded. I always want to be able to grow, but at the end of the day, I want to be known as Jayden Daniels and not the next such and such.
Aaron Rodgers was asked about you on a podcast, I think, no, it was actually a McAfee show a couple weeks ago. He said one of the things he really likes about you is your ability to play from the pocket on time. When did you get really comfortable doing that?
Kind of say when I got to LSU, as I was able to grow up a little bit more and mature. And in this league, man, that's what you have to do. You got to be able to play from the pocket, be on time, be on schedule, because once you get off schedule, they got very good defenders on the other side that could get you in second and long, third and long situation. You're trying to stay there and avoid those, because those guys get paid to, rush the passer and make plays. So if you can stay on time, stay on schedule in this league, you'll have a shot.
Was there ever a time where the comparison served as motivation? Maybe you didn't like the guys you were getting comped to, or have you always been kind of a self-motivator?
Nah, it wasn't. I didn't like who I was being compared to. It's just, those guys are who they are. They're great players, and we need to respect them for who they are. Stop. For me personally, it's like, man, I'm not trying to be the next such and such. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself.
Take two more. Okay, who are some other quarterbacks that you like to watch, or you've incorporated more of what they do, or any aspects of their game?
Honestly, I watch just football in general. Growing up, I watched Lamar. Watch Pat. You watch Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, those guys. But I just like watching football in general. And I know I have mutual. I know a lot of those guys within the league, so we kind of just go back and forth and bounce ideas off each other. And then all season, I work out with a couple of other NFL QB starters, so be able to just go out there and see where you're at. Not really compare, but go out there and compete and see what they're good at, and just trying to learn from there. Like, oh, I seen this play, watch your film here. How are you doing this, or what was your offense like, and stuff like that. So just picking brains and bounce ideas off each other.
Typically, if you're going to talk about a rivalry, it's going to be within the division, maybe in the conference if you meet in the playoffs or something. Can you be a rival if you only face each other so often, but they're relatively speaking right down the street? Can that be a rival?
Hey, I'm just new here. That's for other people. That's for other people to determine. For me, it's just go out there and be able to play a game, play another game. It's not really any rivalry or stuff like that. Obviously, just this area, the DMV, having two teams within, a certain radius. Obviously, people could look at it as a rivalry, but for us, man, it's just another game.
Appreciate it, Jayden.
Appreciate y'all.
Charlie Morgan.